Welcome to the Cat's Review, where we try out different cat toys and accessories and help you kit out your cat. On today's episode, we are having a look at the Rolorat, an automatic cat teaser made by Frolicat. This sleek little thing comes at a price of about £15 in the UK, $18 in the US, or if you live in Sweden, like we do, it'll set you back about 210 Swedish krona. But what does it do? How does it work? And most importantly, do the cats like it? Well, that's what we're here to find out. With a Rolorat purchase, you get a neat little box, a booklet of instructions, and of course, the Rolorat itself. You will also need 3 AAA batteries. These are not included though. My first impressions are that this is a good quality product. The ears are firmly attached so they won't come off during play, and the tail seems to be made from some sort of hard rubber, which, well, I guess the cats could chew through this, but I don't see it as a likely scenario. Seems pretty durable to me. In order to make the rat come alive, all you have to do is flip it on its back, open its belly and stick your 3 batteries in there. Close the hatch and you're set to go. To turn the rat on, you simply press its nose once, and then it will run for 10 minutes before it turns itself off, in order to save battery. There's also a second mode called the play while you're away mode, and this is activated by pressing and holding the nose until it beeps, and then the rat will cycle through 3 different play sessions, each lasting 10 minutes, with 2 hours in between each session. And I think that's it, feature-wise. Let's see this thing in action. Over to the cats. So here you see how the rat works. It rolls around randomly, stops occasionally, and then continues moving. Sultan is there to investigate. Let's see what happens. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Sultan wasn't too impressed. After a while she has moved away and never came back. And yeah, Sultan is a she. Don't tell her though. And next up is Danzig. Alright, well that didn't go too well either. I think the noise was the problem here. Danzig is very sensitive to sounds. Of course we didn't just try this out once, we tried it out on several different occasions. But the results were the same. Sultan moved away. Danzig hid behind the sofa. Sultan moved away. And Danzig hid behind the sofa. Let's move on to the scoreboard. Sultan. 1 paw out of 5 possible. Danzig. 1 paw out of 5 possible. Well, things are not looking good for the Rolorat at the moment, but we do have our very special guest reviewers left. Smulan is up first. Maybe she'll like it. Nope, she has sat down, then jumped up on the sofa and remained on high ground. Isn't there a single cat who will enjoy this toy? Such a nice quality product, but the cats just can't be bothered with it. Well, we do have Sherlock left. Sherlock, go for it. Yeah, here we go. Sherlock absolutely loved the toy. I also left the Rolorat with Smulan and Sherlock for a week, and things were unchanged. Smulan couldn't be bothered, and Sherlock played with it every single day, loving every moment of it. Over to the scoreboard again. Smulan, 1 paw out of 5 possible. Sherlock, 4 paws out of 5 possible. So, judging by the scores, it seems like you are taking quite a risk when buying the Rolorat, since chances are your cat just won't bother with it. However, seeing how much fun Sherlock had, it would be rather unfair to completely dismiss the Rolorat. In order to get a better idea, let's look at the reasons why the cats did or did not like the toy. Personality-wise, Smulan and Danzig are quite similar. They are both timid cats who are very sensitive to sound. The Rolorat, being a rather loud and noisy little thing, was undoubtedly one of the reasons, if not the reason, that they stayed away from it. Sultan and Sherlock are also quite similar in the sense that they are the dominant cats in their respective household, who actively seek to investigate and engage whenever a new toy, sound or person is introduced. With this in mind, I must say I'm quite surprised that Sultan didn't show more interest in the Rolorat. As you will see in future reviews, she is eager to try out most toys. She does, however, prefer small toys with fur. So I think in this case the Rolorat was simply too big and too bold to spark any interest. Sherlock, on the other hand, didn't seem to mind the noise, the size or the boldness, as his level of excitement is decided by movement more than anything else. After speaking with Sherlock's owner, I learned that he rarely plays with toys that don't move, or toys that he must activate himself. He wants things to be controlled by a human, so that they move in unpredictable ways. An example of this would be one of those rods with something dangling at the end of a string. Now, the Rolorat is not controlled by a human, but it does roll around randomly, stopping occasionally and changing directions, and you can never predict what it's going to do next. And I think this fits Sherlock perfectly. To sum it all up, I would say if you have a cat similar to Smulan and Danzig, who is timid, shy, maybe easily scared and sensitive to sound, then the Rolorat is most likely not a good toy for him or her. If your cat, like Sultan, seems to prefer small furry things and don't really see the appeal in something they can't knock about or carry around, then yeah, probably stay clear of the Rolorat. On the other hand, if your cat is similar to Sherlock and likes toys with unpredictable movements that normally requires a human operator, and is perhaps hard to activate with more passive toys, then you might be onto a winner here. The Rolorat certainly seems to be designed with cats like Sherlock in mind. And although the price is quite high for a cat toy, it is perfectly reasonable considering the quality of the product and the fact that it does actually come with a 2-year warranty, which is pretty insane for a cat toy. Well, let's face it, the price only really becomes an issue if the cat doesn't like the toy, and you find yourself with a useless piece of rat-shaped plastic for the same price as 3 or 4 cheaper toys. But this is how it is. It is hard to predict if a cat will like a toy or not, and is partly why we're doing this show actually, to provide you with some form of guidance so that you can minimize the amount of duds you get while trying to find the best products for your cat. And yes, I did end up with a useless piece of plastic that my cats don't like. But that is why I'm going to donate my Rolorat to Sherlock. If I manage to make one cat happy with my purchase, then that is good enough for me. Now, have you tried out the Rolorat yourself? What did your cat think? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about the Rolorat, or if there are any specific products that you want us to review, stick them down in the comments as well. We have already shot quite a few reviews that will be coming up on the channel shortly, so please consider subscribing and turning on notifications so you get notified when the next video comes up. And of course, spread the word to any cat geeks you know. You've been listening to the voice of Solomon. Thank you for tuning in.